So you want to pick up Scorpion. One of my opinions I would say about this character is that this character is overall a great character. Now, a lot of times in the NRS community, people expect to have 50-50s in order to compete against the highest level of other characters or meta characters. But the one thing that I can never take away from Scorpion in any game that he's ever been in that I played is that this character is strong regardless of the fact. But it also relies on the player that's playing this character, just like any other character in this game. But it's more noticeable when a player sucks or a player doesn't know how to utilize a character like Scorpion in particular against higher level players or certain matchups. And what I mean by that is capitalizing off of everything that Scorpion does. A lot of times, right, what separates Scorpion players from better Scorpion players, from pro level Scorpion players, in my opinion, is the mind games that they play around the moves that they have. Also, another thing about Scorpion is his spacing. His spacing is very strong. And since his spacing is so strong, he controls the pace of the game as well. I have to get you guys to understand why Scorpion, in my opinion, is a great character. Now, on top of that, since he controls the pace and the space of the game, he also has a teleport. And two things that the teleport can do is hit you, but it also can cancel. Now, you have to spend a bar to cancel, but it's rewarding when you're playing against a zoner. Why? Because if he's zoning you and you react quick enough, you can actually punish that opponent for trying to zone you. For an example, you can think about Sub-Zero. For an example, you can think about Quan Chi. For an example, you can think about Tanya. For an example, you can think about what's another character? Shang Tsung. Now, since he can do all those things, the threat of him teleporting is enough for him to be able to control the space and the pace of the game. And what I also mean by that is that he now can play in a range where he would, how can I say, remember I was explaining to you guys on how, I don't know if you guys watch my videos or all my videos, but the way you break a character down or how to fight against a character is take their longest range in motion move and play off that range, right? So this is his most ranging motion move and down three, right? So these two are really good, right? They go about the same length, believe it or not, right? Stand 2 might go a little further, but the hurt box is about the same. Anyway, since he has a teleport, this allows him to go even further than he's allowed to play off of, right? So this would be his largest range of motion move. But on top of that, since he has a teleport, it's kind of scary to just like throw out a move because remember, we're talking about mental stack. You can do down 3, stand 1, teleport, and bait your opponent into thinking that you're going to stay in the neutral when they start throwing stuff at you and you teleport off of it. So just throwing buttons in a neutral like this is very scary against Scorpion because you never know what he's thinking off of his mental stack. Now, another thing that makes this character very strong is that now that he's able to play off of his off of spacing and play off of longer ranging, he also has good movement, really good movement. And since he has really good movement, he can actually start staggering strings, dashing up, staggering strings. Because what's happening is you're going to be looking for him to complete his full string. Or you're looking for certain strings in particular for him to stagger, which would be this string. When you see this string, you're not reacting fast enough, I promise you. Plus it's -1. And since it's -1, it creates more mind games. And what's also cool about Scorpion is amongst one of the fewest characters in the game where he can actually whiff a button and still create a mental stack off of it. And what I mean by that is he can do things like this, dash up, grab you. He can do things like this and then forward 3 you. And since I told you about the spacing and controlling the pace of the game, you're too scared to just sit here and want to respect the character. But if you do decide to respect this character, you get caught into the strike throw game plan. But then on top of that, not only are you getting to the strike throw mind game, but you also putting yourself in a situation where he's now able to capitalize off of staggering. And that's another thing you don't want to deal with. But again, that's so many things you can talk about with this character. Now, on top of that, right, you're looking for this string in particular for him to stagger because it's -6. And since it's -6, you usually take your turn back. And it doesn't have pushback. But What also is really strong is when you start using it at a certain range. See how it's -5 now, not -6. -5 allows you to back up slightly. And what that means is that we'll use this character for an example. Li Mei no longer can down one him. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go here and I'm going to do it down one quick as I can. Then I'm going to go here on. Then I'm going to go down over here and then put it here. Now, what's going to happen is see how she can't poke there. And I actually catch a lot of people doing this, right? Watch this. Hold on. See how I want to do the. Yes, there we go. You can actually react to people poking after your staggers with 4-3. Now, that is another skill gap itself when it comes to playing Scorpion. You are not going to be running into a lot of Scorpion that's going to play off of that. They're going to be trying to utilize their cameo as much as possible. If they wanted to, they might as well just call this game Mortal Kombat 1 cameos only, or cameos get the fight for now. You get what I'm saying? A lot of people don't know how to play spacing and footsies without calling their cameo in. But if you utilize and learn how to play Scorpion the correct way, and what I mean by the correct way is utilizing all his buttons and putting your opponent in situations that they don't want to be in. Why? Because this character is well-rounded, but also he's a counter-type character. He plays off of you with punishing. I mean, you whiffing, or you making wrong mistakes, or you just putting yourself in a situation that you don't want to be in. Anyway, since we were talking about like this string right here in particular, being -6, I can't really backdash after the string. But the beauty of it is if you learn the spacing with this character, you can actually hit it where they can't poke you. See that? And what's so beautiful about this string is that it also leads into this. And he also can commit to the string. Also, he can do things like this. I'll show you. Oh, that's weird. Okay, I suck. Don't ever watch my videos again. This is what happens when you think you're good at fighting games. It's so hard to do the string because you have to do. Oh, I guess it doesn't work. I think it only works on head. Let me see something really quick. Let me see something. Yeah, it only works on head. Okay, anyway, what's really strong too is that you don't have to do that one. I just thought you could, but you could do this as well. That's going to hit your opponent as well. But I thought the other one was going to hit. But anyway, oh, let me turn this off because this is going to actually mess me up. Boom. Okay. Anyway, so another thing that really makes this character strong is also the fact that he can change the frames of his move. But also, what's also like, there's so many things you can talk about with Scorpion. He's really good at staggering. And since he's so good at staggering, he creates mind games off of him where you can start shimmying your opponent real because his strike throw game is so strong. Because what's so cool about Scorpion, in my opinion, his stand one looks just like his grab. See this? Boom, boom. Just from a quick glance. When you look at it like shimmying, you never anticipate like, okay, they don't look alike because he's sticking his hand out, he's reaching, and then the other one, he just pulls his hand on the shoulder. But it's so quick. It's so quick. By the time that you react to it, you thought it was a stand one. And you don't want to get shimmied by this character because it leads all into stuff like this. Every string leads into this. Every string. And there's nothing you can do about this because this jails. This jails. This is not going to let me. Oh, he did let me do it. Okay, that jails. You see what I'm saying? So there's so many things that he can jail off of. I'm pretty sure he can't do things like this, but because you can poke out of it. But nonetheless, you can still do things like this and call cameo to be safe and so on and so forth, whatever, right? This video is not about the cameos. I just want to let you guys know this. If you want to talk about the cameos, that's totally fine. But I want to get you guys to understand how to utilize this character and capitalize off this character. And then you can start playing any cameo that you want with this character. Another thing to do, understand how strong a character is how many cameos that he can play with it. I know I said I wasn't going to talk about cameos, but I just wanted to let you guys know that he can play with any cameo in this game and do absolutely fine. If you guys want, I'll probably do it in my Discord, but I can break down every cameo that he's good with or how he can capitalize off of using that cameo if you guys really want me to. But anyway, so we understand that Scorpion is really strong off of his spacing. We also know that he's really strong off of his stagger game. We also know that his strike throw game is really strong. We also know that it's really hard for him to It's not hard for him to get it in. We also know that he controls the pace and the space of the game as well. We also know that in some of his strings jail and he doesn't have gaps. You got to have like a very strong armor like Tanya or Ashura, or maybe a faster startup frame on your wake up. But then that also can be baited. He also has really strong buttons, and he also has a really good down one. He also has a really good anti-air. He also has really good tools far away. He also has OTG. After he does a certain combo, he can end with this, and then he can call a cameo in and make it safe. And even then, he also can get it guaranteed, even if when you're on the ground. There's so many things that this character just does really well that you can no longer sit here and say that Scorpion sucks. Now, what happens is when people start saying that Scorpion sucks, you have to start looking at the player itself. When the player doesn't know how to utilize Scorpion, the player usually sucks, or he just doesn't know how to utilize the character. Now, when the difference between a player that says that they don't know how to utilize the character from someone who sucks is the player that says that they're good at the game and Scorpion needs a buff. That player sucks in particular because they're not utilizing Scorpion correct. Now, he may have some matchups that feel hard, but in reality, Scorpion goes 5-5 with the whole entire cast, and I double down on that. Because there's nothing no one can tell me, because I play the whole entire roster. I know every frame in this game. I know how to utilize every character to its full potential. And I understand what makes Scorpion strong. I also know what his cons are, and his pros and his cons as well. And the one thing that I can say about Scorpion is that if you have really good buttons as good as Scorpion, you're going to do well against this character. If you also have really good pressuring tools, you're also going to do really well against this character. For an example, if you have Li Mei or Johnny or Liu Kang, if you have those three characters, they're really strong against Scorpion. But also, what also makes his cons really, I guess, in my opinion, not that good, is that most of the time, right? If you're smart against Scorpion, if you start playing with your moves that are like -3, -4, -1, 0, +3, when you start playing around that range with Scorpion, it becomes very hard and very tricky for this character, because the only thing he can really do to take his turn back is commit to a string into Burning Spear, and then he'll call in his cameo, make himself safe, and then take his turn back. He can't necessarily, like, especially when you're pressuring him, he can't do like things like this when you're pressuring him as a reversal. And the reason being is because is Scorpion on defense. He's no longer creating that mind game. He's more or less trying to get out of the mind game. So that's the only con to that character, in my opinion. He's also really strong against certain characters that want to space him out. By the time he gets in, you're fucked. But regardless of the fact, I think this character is really good. I think he's also a starting point for characters who want to get good at the game, because he teaches you a lot of things, and he also offers a lot of things as well, whether it's from whiff punishing, whether it's from creating mind games, baiting, going for setup, safe jumps, and whatever the case may be, this character is really good at the game. I know other people will probably go into more details about Scorpion, but this is the surface level. There's so many things you can talk about. You can talk about his down 3 and how he can bait down 3, which is his mental stack, really, because he can do like anti-air and so on and so forth. There's so many things that you could utilize with this character, especially like Kung Lao. He can teleport and then create more mind games, because after he does EX teleport, he gets to continue his pressure. So like he can do like boom, 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 and keep pressuring you. So many other things, right? But again, just making this character really strong was a really good thing, because now he can do things like this, throw you off. He can also do things like this. I don't think you could do this one. Thought you could. Thought it was gonna put me in a space where, hold on, let me see something. He still gets to hit. I'm still -5. And I could back up, but I think he still can hit me. I want to see something really quick. And now I'm curious, right? Okay, see that? Like she gets that extra range of motion of hit. See, look, like what the fuck? Let's see something. Okay, there it is. That's hard. Now that's hard. If you can get like the max range motion off of this, let's see something. I want it so bad. Okay, let me see something. I want it. Come on, give it to me. Nah, he's gonna dash up. Yeah. But anyway, you could do so many different things with this character into cameo and make yourself safe. He also has a really good wake up, in my opinion. A lot of times people will argue and say that it's bad, but it's actually really good. And the reason why it's really good is because it's a 13 frame startup. And then on top of that, he can also call a cameo to become safe, especially like Goro. So is really strong in that sense. You just got to learn how to use it. But a lot of times, too, Scorpion is not going to use his wake up option. He could, but it's more in this game, in my opinion, is more valuable when you do it against strings that have gaps in them or against staggers rather than just wake up armor. Doesn't make sense to do that. The only character that can really wake up armor just because they feel like it is usually like Ashra, Tanya, other characters like Shang Tsung, Young form, where it has multiple hits. So like it's easier for them to call a cameo in. And the only thing you can guarantee is maybe like a down two. But then now they're making it to where down twos are more liable. But anyway, I want to get off topic, but this is one of the few things that makes Scorpion very strong. There's a lot of things that you can talk about with this character, but this surface level of things that I just spoke about is what also makes this character very strong. A lot of his moves or a lot of his combos in particular lead to him getting OTG or at least to him getting safe jumps. So if I wanted to, right? Let's go over here. I just want to show you guys this and then we'll be done, right? So let's say I did this string. Boom, 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 boom. That right there is going to happen. I'll give you another example. So I just did this combo, right? Boom, safe jump, right? I can also do this right here. I get a safe jump as well, if I'm not mistaken. Let me see something. Hold on. Right, so let's say I did this. Let's keep it real simple. Okay, obviously I can't keep it real simple. That sucks, but it's okay. Save. Create mind games off of that. Whatever the case may be, right? Trying to think. So he gets safe jumps off of that. Every combo leads into that. But if he doesn't end with start with spear, he can do things like this, where I was telling you about boom, 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 boom. Create mind games, whatever the case may be, right? It's really strong. I can go boom, 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 walk up shimmy, boom, boom. Create mind games. Another thing that a lot of Scorpions don't use is that he could do things like this. I love this right here. They can't wake up off of that. No one knows about this. You're welcome, by the way. I'm the only Scorpion that does this. This messes them up where they can't wake up. And on top of that, if they decide to wake up jump or anything like that, they'll get blown up for it. You can go do the lapping yourself. I learned this when he first came out. It's really strong. Just learn how to use it. It does cost 2 bars for the setup because you want to amplify the last hit. And you want to be as low as possible to it as well. Because I don't think you want to do something like this. You can still do it, but it's better when you have 2 bars and you're going for a setup or you're about to lose or whatever the case may be. I recommend doing something like this. And then, going from there. And then like into another spear or so, like after you do spear and then spear again, just for the frame, stuff like that. So there's just so many things you can do with this character. Don't think I have anything else that you can do with this character. Maybe like stuff like this. You could do this now. Like you could do that now. Like boom, boom. Hold on, let me see. You can also get side switch combos. It's another thing that I didn't talk about. I apologize. So you can do like things like you can do like 4-3. You can do this. Hold on. Do that. So like if you do it, you can go. I don't know if you can do. Oh yeah, you can. Yeah, you can. Yeah, you can. You can do it with the knee too. You'll be on the opposite side. I just don't believe. And I'm pretty sure you Scorpion players will figure out how to do it consistently. Just like that. It's just tricky. But I like doing 4-4. I want to get it actually. Yep. So things like that are really strong with this character. You get side switch combos depending on how you want to play. If you want to keep your opponent in the corner, then you can do that. A lot of his trees also lead to the corner. So like this combo right here, you're going to the corner, like whatever you think. Right, so now you're in a corner basically. I mean, my next combo is going to lead to something like this into cameo and whatever, right? So it's really strong. This character is really strong. Do not let anyone tell you that Scorpion needs a buff. Scorpion doesn't have any 50-50s. There's no way he could open up his opponent. Just realize that there's other characters in this game that are great examples of characters that don't have 50-50 that rely on them with punishing you, so, or making the wrong mistake. And I can go on and on about this character. If you guys want to argue, it's totally up to you. You'll be completely wrong. I know how to break down every character in this game. I am going to flex that because I take a lot of time into making these videos, but I also take a lot of time into understanding these characters because I play Shang Tsung. So again, I just want to show everybody I have over 1,500 hours in this game, almost 600. So, and I also have other accounts that have over 200 hours, 300 hours, 500 hours. So just keep that in mind when you have an opinion about a character. Again, you are entitled to opinion. Whatever you feel about the character is totally up to you. But I have to let you guys know that you're wrong. And if you feel like you're right, that's totally fine. But again, I appreciate you guys watching. It's your boy JC Bottom Lip. I'm out.